Okay, bye. Welcome back. Today we are talking about your Instagram bio because this was inspired by let's go back. Today we're talking about your Instagram bio. This was inspired because inside of my free Facebook community, we have been talking about what goes in your bio, what to take out, and I did 2 lives the past 2 days giving you feedback on your Instagram bio. So based on some of the commonalities that were coming up between mostly everyone's account who I was giving feedback on, I want to give you some tips and best practice so that you can go right now, edit your Instagram bio, stand out, and convert better. So basically, your Instagram bio is that first impression. And you've heard me talk about this all the time. Maybe you got an email from me this week about how Instagram is not your diary when you have a business and you are using it for business purposes. It really is a version of your storefront and also a way for people to develop deeper connections with you. Instagram, when used properly, can be a very powerful lead generation, conversion, sales tool. But with little tweaks, what you have going on right now may not be serving them, but we can fix it. Now, of course, to be as impactful as possible with editing your Instagram bio, it's really important that you know who you are here to help. Because if you don't know the people you're speaking to, your target market, and your niche, the problem that you're solving for that specific person, it's going to be really hard to have a powerful Instagram bio. So that's number 1. We have to be specific about number 1, who you're helping, and number 2, what you're helping them do. What is that outcome, that transformation that they're going to get from working with you? Now, chances are you help a lot of people do a lot of things, but for the sake of your bio, pick your favorite. Pick the juiciest one, pick the sexiest one, pick the one that relates the most to the offer or service that you're promoting right now. So if you are looking to sell products, make it related to the outcome of the products. If you are, let's say, recruiting to your team, make it focused on what benefit someone has to work with you when they join your team to start their business. Or if you have something else that is your business, relate to the outcome that you help people achieve based on the offer that you're actively launching or you're gearing up to launch this spring. Now, once we have that out of the way, now editing your bio gets to be fun. One of the biggest mistakes that I see in the Instagram bio and that I saw when I was basically doing these live audits was most people treat their bio like their own personal diary, or they treat it like a dating profile. I love Starbucks. I have 2 kids. I love long walks on the beach. I drop F-bombs. I'm married to my high school sweetheart. And here's the thing with that stuff. Your audience doesn't care. Your audience is coming to your page, right? Maybe based on recommendation, or they saw a piece of content that really resonated with them on your feed, or they saw an Instagram reel that they loved. Now they're checking out your page and they're trying to decide, are you for them or are you not? And when you have a business, meaning you want people to pay you money, that Instagram bio real estate needs to be about what you bring to the table for them, what problems you solve for them. So the first thing we got to do, guys, is take out those personal attributes. If you want to showcase them, which you should, because it's part of who you are. When you share, your weight loss, or if you're dealing with a autoimmune disease, these are all things that I saw when I was giving feedback on Instagram bios. I get it. That's a huge part of your story and why you're here doing what you do. You don't have to get rid of it completely. Just don't let it take up valuable real estate in your Instagram bio. Instead, put them in highlights so that when people go through them, they can learn more about you, your story of how you got to where you are, and why you're here helping who you help and serving who you serve, right? So take those out of the bio. Now you have prime real estate to put in something I like to call an I help statement. Now here's the thing. You get to spice it up with some language here. You don't have to say, I help so-and-so. It can be, I teach, I create, creating, teaching. You don't have to start with I. You could say something like creating business plans for busy mompreneurs, something kind of like that. Again, as it relates. Now, something to keep in mind. I catch myself saying this a lot, the word busy. You don't want to put a word like busy in your Instagram bio. Why? Because it is a word that is used and abused and used again. A word like busy is something that we carry like a badge of honor, and we shouldn't. It's not specific enough because we're all busy. There's no one out there that's not busy, right? So put a more descriptive word. And here's the thing, not just any descriptive word. Put a descriptive word that resonates with your audience, with your target market. And that's another key here. You need to make sure that in your Instagram bio, you are using language that resonates with your audience. Because if you are using buzzwords or cutesy terms within your industry or using emojis in place of words, if your audience doesn't understand what that means, immediately, within a millisecond, what's going to happen is they're going to gloss over your page and leave. You want to make sure that the language you're using speaks to them, is language that they use and understand, and is also clear and concise. Because that's another mistake that I saw people making, is they were using cutesy phrases trying to be clever. And so what happens with Instagram bio is being clear and concise will always beat cute and clever, because we don't want people sitting here trying to read and decipher your bio to figure out what you mean. People will not take the time to do that. They're giving your bio a 2-second once over, and from there, they're deciding if they're gonna stay, follow you and hang out, or if they're leaving, right? And so your bio has such an amazing opportunity to push away the people that aren't for you and pull in the people that are. And so what's so exciting about that is the language you use matters. So make sure that you are not using buzzwords within your industry or something that someone who's new to you may not understand. Another language mistake that I see more often than not is using vague terms like, I help you live your best life, mind, body, and soul. What does that mean? So when you are reading your bio, if you have to say, how would someone interpret that? What does that mean? And if there's a slew of different ways that people could interpret that, then ask yourself, how can I be more specific? How can I peel back more layers and say exactly what I mean so that there's no guessing what I could possibly mean with the language that I'm using in the I help statement that I'm putting in my bio? And once you ask yourself that a few times, you get down to the actual point, and it'll likely be very clear, concise, and direct. That's how you know that you've struck gold with your I help statement in your bio. Now, other than that statement that is describing who you help and what you help them do, you also need to have a call to action for your link, because what's so awesome about Instagram is you're able to link to an outside site outside of Instagram. How can you use that? You can direct people to your free Facebook community. You can direct them to a sales page. You can do a freebie, a lead magnet. There are so many different things that you can direct people to. But here's the thing. People are not coming to your page curious and bored enough to click your link for the heck of it. We are so choosy with how we spend our time in social media. We have squirrel brain. There's things going around in our environment and in our lives that distract us. So what's a girl to do, right? It's intentional to make sure that you are letting us know why we should click that link. What's in it for us if we click it? One of the biggest mistakes that I saw is people saying something like, subscribe to my newsletter. Why? Why should I subscribe to your newsletter and give you my email? What's in it for me? When you want someone to subscribe to something, here's a tip for you. Always incentivize them with something super juicy that they are so excited to get in their inbox for free in exchange for giving you their email address. I promise you're going to get so many more people on your list. Don't just try to get people in with a newsletter, because again, we're getting hundreds and hundreds of emails every single day. You want them to open yours. Give them a reason to. And lastly, the biggest mistake that was literally on everyone's profile who I was looking at over the course of the past 2 days was using something called Linktree, or a similar service that is basically a link where you can go to it and then house multiple links. I know it sounds really cool and a really nice way to have every possible place to send people all in one spot. But where this isn't serving you is that people don't know where to go. And when you make it really difficult for people to get what they want by having to click through all these different things, they get bored, they get distracted, and they leave. So when you are actively selling or pushing people somewhere, or if you actually have somewhere that you want people to go, you have to create the least amount of barriers to entry, meaning That link in your bio should be exactly where you want people to go. They do not need to be clicking here, there, and everywhere to get what they want, because they will leave and they will not convert. So take out that link tree, and people say, well, what should I put there? Where do you want people to go? Put that clear, direct link. Is it a type form? Is it a Jot form? Is it a Google form? Is it a freebie? Your Facebook group? Whatever it happens to be. Your Amazon referral link. It doesn't matter. Put the exact link. And what's so cool is you can change out that link as many times as you want. So let's say if on Monday you're directing people to your free Facebook group, and on Wednesday you have a brand new freebie, all you have to do is switch out that link, because your Instagram feed posts have an average lifespan of about 24 hours. So what happens is after that point, people are not scrolling back that far, so you can safely change that link to coincide with the latest thing that you're posting about on your stories or to your feed. But again, there's nothing wrong with changing out that link frequently, right? Because the people that want to get to what's in that link will be able to easily get it. Linktree, especially when you have a slew of things, you might have a call to action, but your prospect doesn't know which link you want them to click, and they will get overwhelmed, they will get easily distracted, and they will leave. I promise. I know Linktree and the milkshake websites, they look so cute and pretty, but they're a little bit counterintuitive to what you're trying to do in your business. I hope that this was helpful in helping you make some much needed updates to your Instagram bio so that it's clear that you have a business, you have an expertise, and you have a solution to people's problem that people are so excited and so happy to pay you for. Because that's the thing. When you have a business, there's nothing wrong with your Instagram looking like a business, right? Because people want businesses. They want solutions to their problems. So stand strong in that, stand in your authority, stand in confidence that you have solutions to problems that people want to solve immediately. They want to solve them yesterday. Please, please, please comment down below in this video or shoot me a message on Instagram if this was helpful. And after you've updated your Instagram bio, I would love to take a peek at it for you. So go ahead, shoot me a message or comment below if you are watching this on YouTube and share your username. I would love to give you feedback. I would also love to know what topics you want me to cover on YouTube and on the Stop the Hey Girl podcast that is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Now, there are some overlap between YouTube and the audio podcast, but there's also a lot of differences. So whether you are listening to me on one or the other, make sure you go and check the other one out. We upload new videos to YouTube every Thursday, and then a new podcast episode drops every Tuesday. So we can spend a great deal of time together. But I want to know how I can continue to help you and your business in 2021. So I am always open to recommendations. You can also shoot my team an email at kayla-ibanez.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next week. Nailed it. Bum, bum.